really heavy rain overnight, and it's made all the trees have suddenly turned green. Got this amazing contrast between green foliage and blue sky and white clouds. Well, here's our climbing French beans and our runner beans. Grew most of these from seed. As you can see, I built a large raised bed here, filled it full of organic material and popped the beans in, and as you can see they're starting to grow quite big, already reaching up to the top. So today we're going to create a trellis for the beans to climb up. Already collected some old poles, some pieces of wood I chopped down. I'm going to attach those together with some string and some wire and make a giant tripod, and the beans can then climb up that. So let's get started by getting some pieces of wood together. And here's the little robin fledgling come to help. Been following me around all morning, this bird has. Aren't you just so cute? I think we cut this down from the fig tree earlier in the spring. Trimmed all the lower branches off, so quite a few big ones there. So let's just pop that one in, deep into the soil. Should run to the corner there. Let's pop that one in that corner. There we go. Cross over just nicely, so that makes a little tripod, and another one in this end of the bed here. Pop it down there in that corner. Perfect. Number 4 to go in this corner here. Perfect. And tie them together with some string. A bit of string around there, just tie a knot. One there, down the middle, around the top. I'm going to add a crossbar across the top and make it all nice and strong. That'll do as a crossbar, I think. That goes on one end. There we go. Easy peasy. This should be able to withstand the worst that the weather can throw at it. Job done. That's one end. And another end. What I'm going to do here is just quickly add a cross brace to protect it from the wind a bit. So I'll put that in there, another end up there, and then we can tie that to the crossbar. That will help to take the force of the wind and stop it toppling over. So cut some more string so we can tie these pieces of wood together really firmly. It's going to start adding some uprights at the side. These are the poles the beans themselves will be climbing up. I'm going to put it nearest the strongest plant, because this plant here is already reaching skywards. That end there, up against the crossbar. Take this around the back. Watch out for the stinging nettles. Right next to that really big plant there. And the other end up there to cross over with the other one. Bit of string around there. And a double knot. That's it. The first upright fully in position. Side upright number 4 going in here against another really large plant here. Looking good. We've got 2 strong plants right next to each other, trying to outcompete each other. So I'll just put these 2 uprights next to each other for now. So that's most of the uprights in positions. It's definitely starting to take shape. We've got some more uprights in, and I might just tie a few of those bean plants and train them up the poles there. This little plant's got a bit wild. It started to take up the space allocated for the other one, so I have to untwine these. There you go. One at a time. You go that way and you go that way. Okay, right. So keen to get going. There. And now we can get it going up that. Your new home. It's going to love that. I'm just going to retrain this one here. That was just a temporary stick for you to climb up. Here's your real home here. The sky is the limit for you. On a bit of string, tie them in place, not too tight, give it a bit of breathing space. And there it is. We'll just rehome this one here. I'm just going to tie it onto the main pole here. The problem with these beans is they do tend to attract black flies, so I have to regularly go around squishing them to make sure they don't get established. Come back in a few weeks' time and just see how far these beans have climbed up the poles. So unwind you very, very, very gently, very carefully. These are really lively beans. This isn't even this plant, it's the one from next door. Okay, you go over there, mate. That's your new home. Get climbing, Mr. Bean. That plant is reaching for the sky. Been tied onto the bean pole. Come back in a few days, knowing, oh look, it'll shot up a few feet up towards the sky. I'm just going to pop this piece of steel wire on this end section here, nice and tight. And just follow the cable back down now to the ground. What I'm going to do here is attach it to this post, wind it round and around the top. And this post is pretty firmly attached to the ground. So we normally have predominantly westerly winds. So what this wire does here is it will take all the force of the wind and transfer it to the post here. And I found that's a very effective way of stopping those summer gales and storms from pushing the whole thing over. There's our beam bed with its new poles in place, 4 at each corner and some cross bracing and a wire to hold up against the wind. Just going to add some more uprights as the bean plants start to grow. I'll probably use some bamboo canes or some pieces of wood I cut down for some nearby trees. And we'll come back in a few weeks and see how those bean plants have grown upwards towards the sky.